Hey guys, okay, you guys, the Siders case just got even more disturbing, if you can believe that. So I know all of us were wondering what led investigators to that house to begin with. And um, so reading some of the documents that have been released, the court documents, it appears as if the cops had an arrest warrant for Gary Siders Jr. that day for public indecency. I guess multiple different times he was outside his house where everyone could see him. I don't know whether he was relieving himself or what exactly. They didn't seem to specify. But that is something they had going in. Now, whether that is definitely the only thing that drew them to that house that day, I don't know. But somehow they were able to go into the house and, look around and found these 16 children living in deplorable conditions. They were found in a 12 by 12 room, all of them. And it is said that investigators compared them to like feral animals, that none of them could talk. They were dirty. They needed medical attention. They were not there cognitively. And so obviously all of them are in protective custody currently. All four people that have been arrested, which is Gary Sr., I believe Christine Siders is the grandmother of the children's name, and then the parents of these children are Gary Siders Jr. and Elizabeth Siders. So, and I know there's a lot of talk back and forth about Elizabeth and whether she's a victim or a perpetrator or even both. She did get married extremely young. So the history with that I've been able to find, she met Gary Jr. when she was 13. They lived in the same trailer home, area. And she, at that time, at 13, she was already pregnant with somebody else's child. So that right there, tells you she had issues. It's not a normal situation for a 13-year-old to get pregnant. So she got with Gary. Gary, even though she was pregnant with somebody else's child, they got together, dated. When she was 15 years old, Gary Jr. and her asked for her to be emancipated from her parents so that they could get married. Her parents signed off, and however, a judge refused to sign off because he stated that he was not comfortable with her age. So instead of just accepting that, Gary Jr. took Elizabeth to West Virginia. And wouldn't you know, they were able to get married there. So they got married, and it appears as if she's pretty much been pregnant every year or every other year since that time. So the amount of the ages of the children range from 18 months to 18 years old. However, I found that there are multiple children that have the same age. Primarily the younger ones. So it appears like there's 2 1-year-olds, there's 2 2-year-olds, and 2 4-year-olds. So I mean, obviously, the easiest conclusion is that they were twins. However, and there was no one in between the 4-year-old and 2-year-old. So it's not like she then had a 3-year-old. So to have twins 3 times in a row is something I know is medically possible. I just have not come across it in, the medical field personally. So I don't know. It just piqued my interest and made me want to dig a little deeper. So I'm still in the process of doing that. I want to confirm that all these children are from Elizabeth, because I know nobody wants to think about it, but given the situation, given the way that they were living, given the fact that Gary wanted to marry a child, essentially, it just does not sit right with me, like all the children's ages. And I want to make sure that we know that they're all from her, and, not from some of the older ones. And, you catch my drift. So I'm looking into that. All 4 of the suspects pleaded not guilty to the charges. And so it has been noticed that by a few people online, I as well noticed it, that Elizabeth Siders, her booking photo, if you look at her arms, you can see what look like restraint marks. So that's another thing. Like, I really would like to know more of this story. I would like to know what exactly, like, her life was like there. I don't know for sure that she is not a victim in all of this, and not a perpetrator at all. I don't know. I mean, for all we know, he could have been keeping her with those children restrained in that room and basically just a sex slave to him. We don't know. So I'm sure, more and more is going to be coming out, and your girl has got you covered on that. I will update you with any updates I get as soon as I get them. And I wanted to show you what is behind me is, I wanted to show, like, because when they talk about a 12 by 12 room, people can, obviously it's one room, but I don't think that without seeing it, like, demonstrated, the full blown realization of it is seen. So this is something I made in terms of 16 people standing up in a 12 by 12 room. They're all standing up. So standing up, they're taking as little room as possible. And that they weren't all standing up all the time, that they were laying down, they were sitting down, they were taking up more space. It's just crazy if you look at this. Like, it really, really is crazy to me. And I just wanted to bring this to you guys so that you had a better better idea of what these children were living with all this time. So anyway, that's it for me. I gotta go back to work, but I will talk to you guys later.